And I'm back playing Endless Sky. Dan the Fourth, piloting the Stormweaver. Actually, my pilot is Blue Gremlin, and we've been playing for 28 hours, almost 29. That sounds about right. Um, I'm having a lot of fun. I hope other people are too. So let's get on with the game. I I don't remember where we are or what's going on. We are in Polaris. We wanted to find a some more jump drives? No. We wanted to look at I don't know why we're here. Maybe did we did want to find some more jump drives. What do we have here for missions that we're on? Rescue mission. The SS Commodious is still missing. It's down here. I couldn't get it to follow us. I don't know how to fix that. The Swarm Lord is still over here, a pirate ship somewhere. I've still got those keystones to deliver um, to the Remnant, and a broken jump drive. I got some missions there. Transport Science Department back to memory and a mystery retrieval, and passengers to Humanica. So nothing major. 58 engineers need transport to a corporate retreat on Bluestone. What else does Bluestone need? 8 tons of diapers. That's a lot of diapers. 58 engineers. Team of 9 engineers needs transport to Quicksilver. There's also a few jobs over there. Mining job, escort job. Huh. Well, I don't want any of those really. An escort job and going over to Sundive. I suppose we can go look for some more jump drives. We're on a break from the free worlds um, mission chain. Uh, it there's a couple of these where they say, okay, we're consolidating things, take some time off. We're waiting on what's his name in Kraz to the crazy engineer to provide us with those flamethrowers. I wonder if we could mount those on a fighter. That would be awesome. But we need a fighter. I want a fighter with 2 gun ports. 3 gun ports on a dagger. And they have 20 weapon capacity. So daggers are a possibility. 2 on a Navy dropship. Can't buy those. 3 on the Finch also. Let's see, the dagger has 90 outfit space, 20 weapon space. And the Finch has 110 outfit space, 20 weapon space. Bigger engine space. What else we got? The Lance also has 3 gun ports, 20, 100. The Lance. Petrol, which we don't have access to yet. And the shuttle pod. Sunracer? Where are those? Oh, out here. The Sunracer. Oh, that's right. The Sunracer is purely a uh, uh, built for speed. And the drones, the combat drone only has one and only an 8 weapon capacity. I suspect the flamethrowers will be more than that. So Finch seems like a good option for these. 1100 shields, 200 hull versus 1000 shields, 300 hull uh, for the dagger. Finch has greater uh, heat capacity. So I'm thinking the Finch. Where can I buy the Finches? Oh, look at that. Terra Z. Nice. Do I have any jobs? A group of wealthy tourists, 1.3 million. Going to Terra Z, 1.3 million. 54 members. Let's take that. And let's go to our outfitter and see what we got. We have 2 times 6, 12, 16 bays for fighters at the moment. And we have these lances are 400 hull. Where can we buy lances? Lances are available only on Prime and Beetlejuice. We can't go there. Okay, so the Finches seem like our best bet. All right. We've got these barbs, so we're going to sell all those. We're going to sell these lances, and we're going to, yeah, and we're going to strip these Korath fighters since they only have one gun port. They do have the fire lance though. I still think I'm better off with the so let's save those. It has Gatling guns. One of the barbs. A bunch of those. We'll probably need those. North wind cooling. Active cooling 180. And fuel canisters. Might need those. All right. I don't see anything in power wise that we want to keep. We definitely want to keep these small thrusters and steering. And do we want the bow drives? I don't know. I got 5 of them, so we'll see. All right, so let's sell all our fighters. Shipyard. Oops. Oh, you know what? Let's sell those 1.9 million. Carriers. The cruisers. Cruisers carry 4 drones apiece. The frigate. Nope. The Rainmaker. Nope. And the gunboats. Nope. Okay. So the cruisers carry 4 drones each. So how are the drones set up? Drones have beam lasers and what do they have? 8. So yeah, that's it. 8. One of them could have a Gatling gun, I suppose. But they are using all of their output space, all of their weapon space, and all of their engine capacity just to do their thing. So can't really change those too much. Okay, so let's do this 58 engineer job and the urgent need for diapers on uh, Bluestone. And mm, I think that's it. We're going to keep our eye open for anything to jump. All right, and we're at Bloomstone. Gotta wait for the rest of our fleet, mainly the Navy ships, to catch up to us. We have all 16 of our 18 of our ships, 16 heavy warships, all with jump drives. Some poor pirate made a bad decision. Here come our ships now. I'm gonna go to fast forward just to make this happen. All right, drop off the diapers. The engineers are talking amongst themselves. Sell our cargo. And gotta come back. 24 tons of lentils. What's this? Fleet of large marauder ships led by the Bell of Souls. Let's try it here. By Sunday the 28th, 72 passengers, 173 credits. We can do that. And our marauders might be there. They aren't. Say farewell to your passengers. Collect. So we know that our marauders are here. What do we got? Fleet of large marauder ships. Outfitter. Checkpoint, checkpoint, checkpoint. That's it. Fleet of large marauder ships. Oh, and we got a whole bunch of ships going to Sheraton. Reach. Oh, Sheraton. Yeah, we're not going to Sheraton. We're going to Shangri-La. All right. So we're going to jump to here and then jump right to Shangri-La in the Polaris system, which needs plastic. Plastic. All right, so first jump is to here, where at least one fleet of marauders are waiting for us. Marauder Leviathan captured. Marauder Firebird captured. Another Marauder Firebird captured. And another Marauder Firebird. Marauder Falcon captured. And a Marauder Bounder. Another Firebird. Wow, that's a lot. All right, 640,000. What was that? And now we wait for the mortal ships to catch up to us. With any luck, we'll have some of our Korath ships jump in. That would be nice. Looks like everybody drop off nanotubing and lentils. Pays us $1 million for the trip, and the syndicate authorities fine you $1 million for having nerve gas. Of course they do. Who has the nerve gas? It's one of these guys. I'm going to sell them all anyway. 30 million. Well, I guess we can take the fine out of that 30 million, and we have 184 million. Were they carrying anything interesting that we want to take with us for our fighters? Nope, doesn't look like it. All right, so what are we going to take with us? Let's sell this. We're going to go with finches, right? 16 of them. So we need, can't fit the fire lances. Can't fit any of that. I'm thinking, how much are these North Wind outfits? Let's buy 16 of those. Because they provide 180 acting cooling, but they provide built-in dissipation, so that's good. So let's buy 1, 2, 3, 16 of those. Let's take no, I'm not going to take these. That'll be too much hassle to configure 16 of them. Okay, let's do that. So we're going to go to our job board. What jobs do we have here? Fleet of large marauder ships. They'll be right here. So we'll get them and then we'll go to Terra Z, which needs, let me guess, luxury items. Yep, 525 profit. Marauder Leviathan blows up. Firebird captured. Another Firebird captured. And another Firebird captured. 640,000. All right, so off to Terra Z. Might as well cap that pirate ship while we're waiting. There's a Korg ship jumping in and out. Ooh, a Falcon. I'll take it. Looks like a bunch of our ships are having to deal with going across Republic territory, but they're doing it. But not all of them. So we're going to land and configure our 1.3 million. All right. So let's buy 16 Finches. All random names. And let's make sure I got my math right. I'm just going to buy 20. And yep, 4 of them I can't use, can't carry. So I'll sell those. All right. And let's go to the outfitter. Actually, let's go back to the shipyard and let's sell these 2 ships I just captured. All right, so let's configure these guys. So they have beam lasers. They have 1 beam laser and 2 javelin mini pods. So missiles. So I want to put 2 flamethrowers on them. Could put 1 heavy laser, but I'm not going to. Flamethrower, there they are. How many? 9. So let's buy 2 of those per. Oh, you know what? No, that's only 1, right? Yep, we need outfit space. So they don't need a shield generator. They just don't. Uh, they're going to need cooling. And let's install. All right, so they've each got 2 flamethrowers. They've got cooling. A battery pack. You know what they really need? Ooh, what they really need is the batteries and the power supplies from. How much power is this getting? 114. They need the batteries and the power supplies from the coalition space. So let's do that. Job board. Mining job. What is this? Pay you to go to get there. Charon Station. Swarm Lord. Still. Smuggler's Den. Jobs. Let's take these jobs to Smuggler's Den. They need industrial. That would have some nice profit. All right. He catches up to us, if anybody. All right, land. Drop off our stuff. Sell our trade goods. Let's look at the outfitter and see if there's anything we absolutely have to have for these. Like they've still got. Nope. I don't think so. Modified plasma turret. Description. Only a single plasma cannon. Far more accessible. 31 weapon capacity. Yeah, it is a lot more accessible. Huh. All right. So let's go to fleet of large marauder ships, a heavy warship. All right, so we're going to jump over to Silver Bell, where they need food. To Chosen Nexus. We don't need any crew because we're going into coalition space. none of our non-jump drive ships can land here anyway. Can get here. Chosen Nexus. And here we're going to sell all of our cargo. Sell. Going to go to the outfitter. We're going to buy cogeneration module, a small collector module. So we're going to buy 16 of those, actually 20. And I think that's all. Oh, these finches. So let's swap these out because they're here. Let's sell our wait a minute. Okay. Leave, come back. All right. Our finches. Let's sell the javelin storage crate. Don't need that. We've got Northwind cooling. We don't need the fuel cell. We don't need the battery pack. We can get far more battery with that battery module. And this fuel cell was 30. So we're going to buy the small cogeneration module and a small collector module, which gives us 105 plus 3600 battery. Nice. All right, and these, we've got a 20 thruster and a 15, so we've got 40 to deal with. So let's go with 1, 2, 3, 2. Whoops. That gives us, there we go. Great turning, great acceleration, 25 outfit space free. So we can add, I think it would be a good idea to have, let's see, a shield module. 17 shield module and a repair module. Wow, that's pretty fancy for a little finch. Do we really need that? Maybe. Northwind cooling. Do we have enough power? 105. Shields and hull. Probably add another one of those. I don't need a repair module. Shield module's good to have. That recharges the shields a little bit. And leaves us with 8. Oh, I know what we could use. Let's give it these fuel canisters. There we go. Guy with fuel canister. That's 3 outfit space free. Yep, that'll do it. All right, so let's then go to the job board, and I'm not seeing anything really necessary, so we will go to Glaze in the Adelbon system, where we can buy those 50 fuel tanks. All right, glaze. See who's going to catch up to us. All right. After you land, you notice that a sizable crowd is gathered around a video screen near the edge of the Glaze spaceport. You approach it to find out what's going on. You're about to ask someone what's happening when you overhear Tomek's voice coming from the screen. You look up to see a video of Tomek standing atop a Free World's warship and addressing an unseen crowd. Oh my, he's a rabble rouser. For generations, we've been neglected by the Republic, he shouts. Our grievances were ignored. Our pain and suffering was ignored. Our needs were ignored. We cried out for help, and yet the Republic did nothing, allowing our planets to be ravaged by piracy while continuing to tax our credits for services we were not provided. And as the years have gone on, the pirates have only become more and more emboldened. We tried our best, even with the system stacked against us. Counselor Katya Reynolds and others like her spoke on behalf of billions within the South, Rim, and Dirt Belt. On behalf of us. On behalf of our brothers and sisters, our fathers and mothers, our sons and daughters. And they spat in her face. When they did that, they spat in our faces. And so we banded together, friends and family locked in arms, doing that which the Republic would not. We looked out for each other and raised our own defenses against the piracy that we so feared. And then we stood up together and told the Republic that we would take their neglect no longer. We shouted that the system does not work, so we will create our own. We, with the sweat, blood, and tears of generations, birthed these free worlds. And how does the Republic respond to this? They have finally given us the attention we've asked, but not in the form we desired. They have attacked us, waged war on us, and in doing so, Katya has become a prisoner of war, held for crimes she did not commit by a system that did not listen to her, despite her great attempts to be heard. Okay, our choices are, is this live or what's happening? Is this live? I don't know, the man next to you says. It was playing the news like usual when suddenly this came on. You look back up to Tomek. Yet even now our struggle does not end. Our new system is already beginning to fail us. I tell you now that the Free World Senate has decided that instead of fighting piracy, they will negotiate with them instead. Aha, this is about Tomek. They will attempt to negotiate with those most known in this galaxy for lying and backstabbing and swindling. Well, certainly they have politicians too. Those most known for not following the laws of the Republic and who will undoubtedly refuse to follow the laws of these free worlds. And so I make my plea to you, to those who fight for those who cannot, to join me in arms, to give the pirates what they rightfully deserve for inflicting so much pain upon us, for enslaving and killing our friends and our family, for ruining our lives and businesses, for making us live in terror and fear. Holy smokes, that sounds horrible. Who will join me to put an end to it all? The crowd on the video can be heard cheering, and some of the crowd around you even cheers along with them. The screen then changes from the video of Tomek to a picture of a news clipping talking about Tomek's house arrest, with words flashing on the screen. He fought for us, and for that they put him down. Wow. A symbol of three green wolves howling at a full moon appears. Then the screen fades to black. A few seconds later, the recording repeats, showing Tomek stepping up onto the top of a Free Worlds warship. Captains and crews of the free worlds, merchants of the free worlds, people of the free worlds, give me your attention. I have a plea, a cry for help that has gone unanswered. For generations, we have been neglected by the Republic. Our grievances. The video continues as you saw it. You leave the crowd not quite sure what to make of this situation, that's for sure. You receive a message from JJ. Sorry to bother you, even though we were hoping to enjoy a break, but a Republic spy ship was spotted near Glaze. Since you're in the area, catch it and retrieve any secret data they might have gotten their hands on. If you haven't brought the data in by Saturday, May 8th, we'll assume it's been transmitted to the Republic. Okay, we can do that. Let's look for a spy ship. That's some crazy stuff. All right, let's get these fuel canisters on our finches. All right, so now we've got 16 finches, all of our fighters, and they're all tanked up with excellent cooling, uh, with 2 flamethrowers each, and good energy, really good energy, uh, with excellent power storage, great steering, and great thrust. And yeah, I think that's it. Um, they are good to go. Oh, and a small shield too. They got a shield module, a 11, which works out to 16.8 shield generation. Beautiful. All right, so let's we can deploy those anytime. So let's sell all our goodies that we have here. Let's look at the job board. Fleet of large marauder ships. We can't really go after them because we have an infiltrator. So let's see how that's going to work. Well, we blew it up. That's not good. Deploy all of our and we blew it up. Wow. I don't know how we can avoid blowing it up. has silencer beams. You've recovered the secret data. It doesn't look like they've had a chance to decrypt it. Time to head to Solace. The Free Worlds appreciates the retrieval of the stolen data and gives you 50,000 credits. All right. And we have now a ship with silencer beams. Those are the same as regular beam lasers, but they're quieter. Dandy. That's funny. All right. Well, whatever. Okay. Job board. Um, oh yeah. Okay. Swarm Lord. Wilderness Retreat at Poseidos. Let's do that. Poseidos. Wyvern Station needs a lot of stuff too, but I don't want it to go there. What do we got here? Fleet of large marauder ships. No, they're not there. There we are, Poseidos. everybody to catch up to me. Passengers, thank you. Passengers are met by an overly enthusiastic greeting service of comically overdressed wilderness guides. You can't help but think these people are either about to end up on a popular reality show or be safely fleeced out of their money, but they're not the sort of characters who engender much sympathy for such fates. One of the greeters quietly transfers to you your payment of 1.3 million credits. Some crazy amount of bucks for doing things. All right. Let's see what worthless cargo we're carrying. Heavy rocket racks. We don't need those. So we're still waiting for the free world's job to come back and say, okay, we're ready to go again. So let's look for another job. Small marauder ship. That's it. Let's see. Reinforcements to Solace. Transport 54 free world soldiers to Solace for 787. 2 factory workers to Solace and 8 tons of air conditioners to Solace. And then I've got a fleet of small marauder ships on Iser. So let's see if they're on Hader. And we'll jump back to Solace. And they're not. They're not there, so somebody needed fuel. You make short range scans and find a credit chip. And then let's attack. $150,000. All right, so we did all that, and we got a couple extra barbs. We picked up a roost, the Night Screams, which has 4 fighter bays Apparently, I've got more fighters than that. Did I lose somebody? No, shouldn't have. Why do I only insufficient bays? 3. Oh, that's a Sparrow Interceptor. There must be another fighter here somewhere that I'm not seeing. There it is. Nope. I don't know. I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Barb. All right. So I got a couple extra barbs. Okay. In a lot of junk. All right. Still no big job. So colonist to Sundive, colonist to Wayfarer. There we go. Bunch of stuff to Wayfarer. And they need luxury goods as always. Two ships might be able to leave the system. Wow. Drop off our cargo, transponders, $700,000 from colonists. Come on, free worlds, let's get going again. Let's go to the spaceport and see what they have. Doesn't matter if an accusation is true or false. What does matter is if the accusation is made public or not. Well, that's true enough. All right, let's sell some of these ships that I have captured. Yeah. Actually, let's look at the outfitter and see what they have on board them. Ta-da. Lots of junk. They have a sniper rifle, some frag grenades. Not seeing anything else too exciting. Nope, can sell the rest. $13 million. Good grief. Considering that it costs us 200,000 per day, uh, 13 million is about right. What do we have in storage here? Oh yes, a sniper rifle. Bunch of sniper rifles. All right. We have got the good stuff now. Oh, crud. I should have changed out my fuel pots while I was rats. So let's do that. Yeah, let's not. All right. Job board. Still waiting on the free worlds to tell us to do something. So let's go back to remnant space and deal with that. Let's go to remnant space and deal with that, and then we'll come back. Alright, and none of my other ships can land here. Landed on Vinmanol, but the Tech Stake Star has not been eliminated yet. Okay. You visit the local outfitter and tell the manager that you have brought a shipment of quantum keystones to sell to him. He's overjoyed and gladly pays you 6 million credits. Can't help but noticing that based on how much the keystones sell for here, he will be earning even more profit than you did, even though you did nearly all the work. You've made a valuable contribution to our people by doing this, he says. These stones will allow more of our ships to explore the Ember Waste and discover the secrets it holds. Well, good for them. What jobs do I have? Another crippled Korath ship, and engineers need things there. So let's go there. There's a couple ships. Let's capture them. And we can land. Project engineer, thanks you for hunting. Spaceport, job board. Another crippled Korath ship. We're going over here to give them the jump drive. Capture this one. And land. capture this one. Let's go over here and give them the jump drive. As promised, there's a team of researchers waiting when you settle onto the pad. One comes to give you 300,000 credits, while the rest carefully unload the broken drive and start hauling it back to their lab. Our thanks, Captain Gremlin. Having the remains of a drive like this will be very beneficial in our efforts. His voice cracks a bit, as if unused to being used much. What are you studying? Our previous research into jump drives determined that these drives are unsurprisingly multi-part systems. We know the outer part that we can see and handle is mostly the machinery for generating some kind of containment field or pocket. As to how it works or why it's needed, his chant trails off and he makes a gesture you suspect may be the equivalent of a shrug. Anyway, our team is focused on the nature of this outer system. It is our hope that, damaged as it is, its continued existence might allow us to look a little farther inside its inner workings to figure out exactly what that field does and how it's used. Well, my compatriots finished unloading rather quickly, so I should be off. For all of our sakes, I hope you find more of these for us. Let's look at the job board. Another crippled Korath ship, and they need some machinery. So let's go back here. Let's land. I imagine that is the crippled Korath ship. We get a lot of those around here. And let's capture it. All right. Thanks for hunting it down and gives you the 300,000 credits. All right, so what I'm going to do now is go to the outfitter. I captured 4 of these bad boys. I am going to salvage the only things worthwhile out of them. Broken jump drives. Uh, da, 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 da. And some thrusters and such, and their rifles. What's that? Right. Neck. Right. 43 million. Yeah, all worthwhile. If I go to the spaceport, all right, no jobs for me there. Let's go to this spaceport and see what they have got going on. Thanks you. A man approaches your ship soon after you collect the latest bounty and sings, "You have been most helpful in fighting the Korath. Would you be willing to assist us in another way?" Yes, sure, tell me more. He explains that they hope to gain advance notice of future raids by setting up remote surveillance equipment in the system in the ember waste that is closest to Korath space. The equipment will communicate with the remnant via something called an entangled particle pair that does not require a hyperspace relay network. Ironically, this is technology that the remnant acquired by raiding the Korath decades ago. "I will mark the target system on your map," he says, "and give you the equipment necessary to deploy the surveillance satellite. Please do not deploy it while any Korath ships are watching. Our scouts encountered palavrets, but they have crippled them enough to where they should not be a problem." So let us go and look at where this is. This is clear out here, which there's got to be a better way to get there. So let's see where we can jump from there. All right. Sell our trade goods. Got a full crew. Depart. Let's go out here to Sagesta. Oh, look. There's a warp hole here. And it's just a back and forth. Okay. Now we know what that does. Let's board that ship. Does it have a functioning jump drive? It does not. So, do I want to capture it and see if the jump drive will take us all the way back where we're going? Couldn't hurt. Let's try it. Capture its fighters. Oh, you know what? We've got all those fighters parked. We should unpark them. Now that you are alone, you are able to deploy the remnant surveillance satellite unobserved. Time to report back to Viminal. Let's see how that works. Just as I thought, that ship and its two fighters are stuck there. Because it has a broken jump drive. Do I want to do that whole thing again and just take all its goodies? Nah, it won't hurt anything to have it there, I guess. It's got a systems core, so it should replenish its shield and all. When you return to Viminal, the same remnant man meets you and says that they have begun receiving data from the surveillance satellite that you deployed. Thank you for your assistance, he sings. He pays you 500,000 credits. You're welcome, or a great way to say thank you would be to offer me a license to buy your technology. Yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon. You're welcome. All right, be grateful. Let's, uh, wait a minute. Let's jump to another crippled Korath ship. It's like printing money. If they didn't require such massive crews, they'd be good ships to have in the fleet as heavy warships. But let's go to the spaceport here. As you explore the spaceport, you meet a remnant man wearing some sort of optical prostheses over his eyes, a visor with several tiny cameras mounted on it. Ah, he sings. The outsider, human yet not of our culture, distinct from our mindset. That is useful. Would you be willing to invest in a research project? Perhaps. Tell me more. Excellent, he sings. Centuries ago, we discovered some space dwelling organisms elsewhere in the waste and undertook to study them. Certain mistakes were made, certain underestimations, and we can no longer safely approach these organisms. Would you be willing to visit their home system and collect some sensor data? I call this an investment because I cannot pay you until I publish the results of these studies. Wait, that sounds super shady. Uh, can you explain why you think it's safe for me to enter the star system, but not for you to do so? He says, we studied the organisms and determined that they could not possibly be sentient. Therefore, we saw no moral issues with collecting, well, uh, a sample. Unexpected things happened, and certain grudges have been borne against remnant ships for centuries as a result. Well, as long as you don't ask me to do something that will get me in similar trouble, I'll help you out. He sings, thank you. To begin with, all I ask is that you visit this star system and scan the creatures with certain special equipment that I will provide. Report back to me when you are done. How should I find you? Don't worry, he says, I will find you. You are our only visitor from the outside in many decades. When you land here, it quickly becomes known. I bet it does. All right, what jobs do they have? Another crippled Korath ship, of course. Let's go back here and scavenge this one. There it is. Easily controlled. Uh, Easily captured. Ooh, I'm getting done. Let's see. Trading. So, all right. So I got two of these puppies. let's grab their goodies. I don't really need any more of their anti-missiles. I will take those. I will take their thrusters. And I will take their repeater rifles. And then I'll sell those ships. Now, I've got a whole bunch now of these afterburners. Who has afterburners of this kind and who doesn't? So these three ships don't have them. So let's all right. And do any of these guys have them? I have three of them. None of them have them. All right. So let's take these individually. 1900, they can get rid of one of those. And 1900, they can get rid of one of those. 1800, 1800, 1800, 1900. Hmm. Give them two of these. And let's give this guy and then let's store all of those. And do away with all of these. And then install those. And what am I looking for? Install these. All right. There we go. And what did I say I was going to do? Park local, unpark local. Okay. And I'm going to park these guys because that's 129 crew. Crazy amount of crew on those. I mean, I got 357 on the Stormweaver. The Shield Beetles and the Armor Beetles have like 50, and the Kestrels have 68. So that's a lot of crew. All right. Another crippled Korath ship. Let's head back to Satamelik. Oh, let's go here and see if those beasties are there. Well, poop. I blew it up. It would have had a jump drive. Yeah. Let's just park this guy. Warp gates sure make traveling around territory. There are indeed some strange spacefaring life forms in this system. You collect measurements with the special sensors and then prepare to return to event time. So where are these creatures? There's one. A whole bunch of them. Oh, and there's little ones. They look like they're eating asteroids. Well, that's pretty interesting. All right, Sadelmic. Going to Humanica. Wish your passengers the best of luck on Humanica and collect your payment. As you are landing, you receive a message from JJ. Here we go. On behalf of the council, the message reads, Captain Gremlin, sorry that we have been out of contact. We need your help once again to assist in a diplomatic mission. Please meet up with Alondo on Long Jump as soon as possible. He will give you more information. Sincerely, Jean-Jacques and Freya. All right, guys. Off to Long Jump. Back in the Free Worlds campaign. Let's go here first. What do they need from here? Heavy metal. Alright, gang's all here. And we've even got some of these other ships that we captured. Oh, crud. Where are our finches? 5 million. Where are our finches? Did we park them in daggers? Nope, our finches should be with us. Oh, that's what happened. Oh my. I brought back all of these Korath spiders instead of my finches that I, with the, oh well, these guys are good. These guys have the fire lances. I'm not going to try and change it now. Back into the free worlds we go. We're headed to Long Jump. Fleet of large marauder ships. The Death Dog. Mining. Yeah, I'm not going to take it. Okay, there. No, let's go this way. We get an escort job, 2 passengers to Harmony, 14 tons of mercury. All right, and let's go for our large marauder ships in case they're here in Albiero. And heavy metal. The Death Dog fleet has been eliminated. What the heck is going on? All right, well, we'll deal with that at another time. And that's good for tonight. Hope you're enjoying it. It's getting excited.